this is just a black version of the white frame that we did on Sunday, right? Or margaritas, that's right. Need a margarita and some Mexican food. So this came from Hobby Lobby. It was $15.99, but I got these half price. So wait until they're half price. They didn't have them in the frame departments. Not where you buy like picture frames that you set on your desk, but they're in the frame department where they have, you know, unfinished, like big frames. So yeah, and I'm going to give you this SKU so you can even order online. I think they have free shipping right now at Hobby Lobby, so you might be able to get it online. So here is the SKU. I hope this is the SKU, but it looks like a Hobby Lobby SKU, so I'm going to tell you what it is. It is 2021087. So hopefully that is the SKU for this frame, but it is called, let me look, Green Tree Gallery. And it is a 5x7. This picture is the 5x7. This frame is an 8x10. All right. So yes, this is going to be in the big department where they have all those big wood frames, not where like this put on your desk picture frames are. Because I don't know why they have those two completely separate. Doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Elizabeth. Doesn't make any sense, but it's over in the frames that are hanging up on racks, the bigger frames. All right. And they have a big variety of these as well. Kathleen says Michaels and Amazon carries them too. Oh, the Christmas tree project. Those are, what were you asking, Tracy? Those are on 4x12s. And they come from, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I got you, Tracy. I got you now. I'm caught up now. The SKU gave us, it was $22.99. Okay. Look at the 5x7 because they're calling this a 5x7, Kathy, because that's the picture it holds. So look at the SKU gave us was, let me look. Hang on. I'm going to help you out. Let's take a peek and see what it is. Frame 8x10. Picture size is a 5x7. Let's put that number in. What was it? 2021087. 2021087. Yeah, $15.99. Wood floating frame. And you're going to want the 5x7, not the 8x10. This is the 5x7, which means it'll hold a picture that's a 5x7. 2021087. All right. So what this is, it's a thick frame and it has two pieces of glass because its intended use is for you to take a picture, like a 5x7 picture, take one of the pieces of glass out, put your picture in and put the, other piece of glass back in, right? That is the intended use. So I'm going to go ahead and take my screws out so I can kind of show you how the frame works. Yay. Yeah, wait till they're on sale. I bought two. Actually, I think I bought three because I bought these two and I bought a 8x8 or a square one. I can't remember what size it was. Yeah, the price for the 5x7 is what you're looking for. All right, so you're going to have to take those screws out. And then, it took me a few minutes last time to figure that out, but then this just flaps down. All right, so you can just fold that down and you can take one of the pieces of glass out. This is the one that we are going to do our penguin on. So I'm going to leave it out. So then we'll take this off. And we'll scrape that off. We're not going to worry about it right now, but we'll scrape it off tomorrow when we come back and finish it up. But, because we'll have to come back tomorrow to pick our backgrounds and clean this glass up. But it has two pieces. You're going to leave one in, and then we're going to take the other one, and this is what we're going to make our cute little penguin on. All right, so I'm just going to set this aside. And I think, I want to make sure I don't break it. I think I had a towel that I was using. Okay. I'm going to lay this on here and we're going to do a little tape magic. I'm going to do a better job of taping this time. I'm going to tape that and then I'm going to show you all my little pieces and how I cut my little pieces. Hey Sherry, welcome. I'm going to clean this glass real quick. I should wait until, I really should wait until I put the tape on, but I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll save that for doing it again. So now that needs to dry. I got ahead of myself, y'all. I know you're shocked and appalled. Trader Joe's taco seasoning mix. I love me some Mexican food. Yeah, we can do a turkey. I know I skipped. I think it's because the Christmas tree challenge got me so excited. I just skipped right into Christmas, but we'll do some more fall stuff for sure. I'll keep that in mind for our next live. All right, so what I want to do, because there's a gap in the frame, you want to be able to fit your art piece back in here, right? And so there's like a 1/4 inch gap all around this sides, but I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger with tape. And because the snowman, I had to like pop some of the glass off. So I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to make a little bit of a bigger void line. It is our pleasure. Mexican takeout. I hear ya. All right, so I think what I'm going to do so I can see is lay this down if I can, and then try to coordinate this. I'm going to give it a little bit more space right there. All right, so now I'm just going to turn this up. And let's see, did I do that wrong? Because I did that kind of backwards, didn't I? I'm going to leave that like that. And then I'll fix that in a second. I did that backwards. All right, so now we're going to do this piece. Picture your homemade margaritas, girl. You are talking my language. All right, I think what I'm going to do to help myself is make a line, because we can wipe the line off with alcohol or with the wipes. So I'm going to make a little line where I want my tape to be. That's going to help guide me so I don't do crazy things. All right, so let's line that up just like that. And I'm going to press it down. All right, notice I made it a little bigger this time because last time I had to have a fight. I had to fight my getting the glass back in the frame. All right, let's do this side. So we're going to do, oh, look at me, y'all. Lord have mercy. We're sitting in a booth and relaxing. I like the sound of that, Stephen Gray. I like the sound of that. All right, so there is my next tape. So we're going to line that up. Somewhere from the North Atlantic. You're making us all jelly. All right, I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this side too. Let's make our little tick marks. We're going to go about there and about there. We'll do this, please. Ouch. I won that fight. I don't lose very many, Stacy. He's just good to me. He's a good fella. He's a good Bowie. So let's do this and this. So now we have that gap taped off so that we can make sure, we're stuck to my towel, so that we can make sure that we don't get resin and glass where we don't need to have resin and glass. Kind of making a mess of this, but it'll be all right. All right, so let's push that over. I just did that the hard way. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I do, but we won't talk about it. All right, so now we have that little gap all the way around the front of our glass. Real quick, before we do anything else, I'm going to just take a little something and just burnish that tape down so there's no gaps. No little leakage happening. Just burnish that down. And then I'm going to clean my glass. And then we're going to get to the good stuff. Garbage day tomorrow. We could clone him. Clones are never worth it, are they? It's just the original. You just got to stick with the original. All right, so I'm cleaning my glass. I'm going to get a paper towel. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but paper towels are terrible unless you get like a paper towel that doesn't like leave residue, like fuzzies. Paper towels are terrible for cleaning glass, but actually, you know what I have? Look here. It was probably, well, we'll measure it, but it's less than ½ an inch, I would say, but you know, I don't know, 3/8? Is that like a little more than a quarter, less than a half? Kind of eyeball it. I don't measure hardly anything. Okay, so it's going to be super fun because tomorrow we're going to come back and add our backer. But right now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to show you coffee filters. There you go. I'm going to show you what I cut today. All right, so I had some black glass, and so all I did, I'm going to kind of show you on another piece of glass, if I can find it. Okay, so what I did was take a Sharpie, ouchie. All I did was take a Sharpie, and I took out, or I had the old little piece that came out of for the picture. So I kind of used that as a guide, and I made myself just an oval, okay? Kind of an egg shape. So I just made myself an oval because we want him to be our little other guy's friend. So basically I just made an oval, and then I scored right up next to this line. Actually, I scored, let me just do it. I'll show you how I did this one, and then I'll just walk through the rest. All right, so I'm going to take my scoring tool. What I did, and you have to go edge to edge, okay? You can't just do something in the middle. You have to go end to end. Sure, it will. So what I'm going to do, and I should be doing this on my screen. Hang on. Let me do it on, I know I have another one close by. That way we don't have any little shards on us. All right, so I'm going to do that on my screen. So what I'm going to do is just start like right here and hold your pen or whatever you're using upright. All right, and I'm going to start off the edge. I'm going to actually start, and here I'm going to draw out where I'm going to do my line. All right, I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to score right on top of that, and then I'm going to come off the edge. All right, that's going to be my first cut. All right, so I'm going to hold my pen upright, and you always want to score on the smoother side of your glass. And if you're new, at this, and this is not my favorite thing to do, but these are so cute I couldn't resist. But if you're new, make sure you're getting glass that doesn't have a ton of texture. So now I'm going to just squeeze right on the line and break that off. All right? So now we're just going to do that in sections. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right where this intersects and come across my little penguin body and all the way to the edge. And then we're going to squeeze. Oh, I lost my line. Where is it? Knock that off. And you're just going to continue all the way around. So here you can kind of go at an angle. So start at the tip of your egg shape, and just go like that. And a lot of times what I'll do is cut that big part off first so you can salvage that, but I'm just trying to save a little time right now. So now you're going to squeeze right on your line, or on your line, or am I on my line? Hang on, I'm trying to find my line. See, and that's okay. I made a little boo-boo, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep going. All right, that's gonna make it a little easier anyway. And don't worry about these yet. All right, I like my pistol grip better, Kathy, but Steve stole it, and I didn't want to go chase it down. So this one is not my favorite, and I have arthritis, so the pistol grip is easier for me. So I'm going to start at that edge, and I'm just going to come straight down. Whew, I doubled up, and that's not good, so hopefully that will cut. There we go. This was like $8 at Hobby Lobby. And I'm only using a quarter of it. All right, so not too bad. So now I'm going to start on the edge. I'm just going to cut off another piece. And we're going to do one more, and then we're going to nip. Actually, we're going to do two more. All right, so I'm going to start off the edge, and I'm going to come around off that edge. And there's probably a better way. Somebody who actually does lots of mosaics probably is cringing watching me do this, but that's okay too. I'm not trying to pretend I'm an expert. I just know enough to make myself dangerous. All right. And over here, we're going to cut off this big piece. And that's when it starts getting fun. All right, just take your nipper or your pliers, break that off, break that off. And here's where you're going to really start shaping up your piece, okay? So I'm going to grab my wheeled nippers, and I'm going to shape up all these wonky places. All right, so I'm just going to be right on my line, and I'm just going to take little tiny bits. Make sure you got safety glasses on and probably gloves so you don't cut yourself, especially if you're prone to bleeding. So you're just going to go all the way around and make it more shapely, okay? Then once you get it all shaped up, all you have to do is take like an alcohol wipe, and it will wipe that Sharpie right off. Now make sure that after you get it cleaned up, you take your honing stone and you clean up your edges. All right, so you're going to clean up your edges. Don't worry, it's not perfectly smooth. It's a penguin. We are blumpy in places, but I would continue all the way around, and that is what my first shape is. I'm going to move this aside. My first shape is the penguin body, and I did that in black. right? And if you are a member, you do, I am giving you a pattern for this. I did sketch out the patterns for you to help you with the shapes. So first up, we have a cute little penguin body, and these are already honed and taken care of. So we have the body, and then I just cut a smaller version. I think they're on arthritic hands. They are about the same. You know, there's just nothing much you can do about that. I did buy some, especially for arthritic hands, and I hated them, so I'm just doing my best. All right, so I'm going to turn this way so you can actually see what we're doing. All right, so this is the shape we cut out of black. All right, so I cut another shape with white. I just cut it a little smaller. I'll show you. I know I did a little. This is what, if you're a member, you're going to get this. So it's a big shape for the body, a smaller shape for the white part with a little gap in it, which is what this one is. All right, so that's going to go there. And then we're going to do, I got to figure out my shapes. Where is it? Oh, nose. I have two little black beads. These are the same beads that the snowman's eyes were. My glass hadn't been on sale in a long time. So you can buy scrap, or you can buy mosaic glass on Amazon. I bought it in, like, they're 4x6 sheets, so they're already kind of small, and you can get like a variety of colors. So they're kind of coordinated. So check that out. All right, so sweet little cute penguin, got him started. So these little yellow shapes I actually purchased a while back on Amazon as well. And they're just little petals. They're just little petal shapes. Let me see. Just little petal shapes. So I thought those are going to be perfect for his nose. And guess what else? His little feetsies. Look how cute that is already. Is that not adorable? So then I was thinking, well, he needs to have some arms. So I took some of the scraps from me cutting my black circle, and I made him two little arms. So we're going to give him, I forget, I need to turn it this way so I can see. Figure out which one goes where. So he's going to have little arms as well. And I just nipped those kind of the same. I just kind of traced over and nipped those with my nippers. And so now we've gotten a good start, but I really felt like he needed something extra. So guess what we're going to do? He's going to get a Santa hat. So, and we're going to build this. I'm just kind of putting it together. We're going to take all this off and build it with resin. But I want to kind of show you what the process was. So I decided on a Santa hat. It was actually one piece, and then I broke it. So that was his little Santa hat, and his little fur for his Santa hat is right here. So I was literally just using irregular scrap shapes, okay? I wasn't trying to be perfect about anything. All right, but since we're going to be putting the hat on top of the penguin's body, it needed a little extra support under that piece, right? So I just took another little scrap and just made it fit right under the hat so it doesn't bounce around. All right, so then we can take, so because for the same reason, I had to cut two of these shapes. I know this turned into a pain in the booty, isn't it? I had to cut two of these shapes, and we're going to glue those together. Matter of fact, while we're sitting here, I'm going to glue that together so it'll be kind of dry. Wait till you see the end. I'm going to put just a dot of glue on that. And we'll sandwich those together because this is the end of his hat. That's his little Santa hat. And then, remember these? These we used last year for snowman bodies, but this is just a flat back glass gem, and you can get these everywhere. Any craft department, at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's. They're usually in the floral department at Michael's. Walmart even. They're just little flat gems. So we're going to give him that. And he has to have fur. So that's the fur for his hat. And that's it. All right. So, but we also, I brought a few things since his arms are holding something. That was just Aleene's clear tacky glue. It's like $2.50 at Hobby Lobby. Any clear glue will work as long as it's fast drying. So yeah, it's kind of like a penguin puzzle. So we're going to puzzle this back together in a minute. But before we do, I brought a few things I was thinking about. I got these at Hobby Lobby. Let me put them on my hand. On whatever day it was I went, but they don't really fit in his arms. So I found something else. All right. So I have two options for us, for him to be holding something. I kind of wanted a Christmas tree, but then it would have covered up his cute feet, and I didn't want to do that because I think that makes or breaks him, right? So let me fix his arms. I have a snowflake. Look at that. That came from Hobby Lobby. So we can put a snowflake in his hands, like so. Or I found this in my stash. We can cut a few links of this and put that in his hands. I'm kind of digging the snowflake option, but we don't have to decide that right now. This is just a spool of lights. Okay? Why isn't this too thick to be behind the glass? What do you mean? You can barely fit a piece of paper sandwiched between the glass. There's no way you can fit any of this between the two sheets of glass. This has to be on the outside, and then you're going to slip a piece of paper in for the background. All right. That way it's interchangeable too. So this is the gist of what we're going to do. And then what we'll do is put all this together, and then we're going to take all this off, clean our glass again. We're going to put a little resin on top, and then we're going to add all our pieces. And then tomorrow we'll come back. We're going to take our tape off, and then we're going to choose a background. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move my little giblets over to my grid. We'll try to keep them in order. You know what I think I'm going to do is take a little bit of glue and also add it. I want to make sure I did that right. Let me make sure I did that right. Yes. I'm going to add that glue to this piece as well, so we don't have to fight that fight. It's going to help balance things. All right. No. It's going to be on top. Just going to add a little bit of glue, and we'll set that. That's just for balance. And let's scooch all our little jibbies over here. He is so cute, is he not? So stinking cute. His little arms. His eyeballs. I'm going to just set those right there. His feet and his beak, and then his body. All right, so now I'm just going to, that's got some little glass dust on it now, so I'm going to make sure that is clean. And then we're going to go ahead and mix up some resin. Does anybody remember how much we mix for our snowman? Anybody? It's not, the snowflake isn't hard to see when your nose is a foot from it. It's mostly just, it mostly is just hard because of the interweb. I'll show you. All right, so I am going to mix. I had to go find me some gloves because I forgot I was having a glove shortage. So I stole some out of the girls' kit boxes, so they're going to kick my hiney. Does anybody remember how much resin did we make? A half an ounce? Sandra, were we like running short a little? For some reason, I feel like we needed a little more than we had. Am I just crazy? Was that something else? We're going to mix, we're going to mix an ounce. 1 ounce. Okay, good deal. I was thinking, I did a half ounce first, and then I had to do another half, right? Yeah, because we started with a half, and then I was like, well, this ain't working. All right, so we're going to do 1 ounce. We're going to do a half an ounce of hardener and a half an ounce of resin in our little cup. I'm going to get my gloves on, and we're going to get ourselves prepared. We're going to get it ready. Yeah, I was thinking that, and that didn't happen to me too terrible often, but it sure did the other day, didn't it? Sure did. Catherine is on time. For a minute there, Sue, I thought you meant she wasn't late, and I was like, Catherine's never late. But I get what you're saying now. Yes. That's exactly right, Sissy. I was just showing you how to do it in case. Right? Okay, so gloves on. We're going to take our cup, and I'm going to put in a half an ounce of hardener. Squish, squish. Now, if you're new here, we're using Art Resin. That's what I use exclusively. You'll recognize it by the little hearts on the bottle, all right? Little heart on the bottle. That's what we use exclusively because it is the best. So we got half an ounce of hardener. It's a 50-50 mix. So now we're going to do a half an ounce of resin. I just squirted a bunch of bubbles in there. So Art Resin is non-hazmat, no VOCs, no BPAs, and it is made specifically for art, made in the USA. So it makes me very happy and pleased that it works really well. All right, so now let me get a stir stick. And we're going to stir this for 3 minutes. All right, so while we're stirring, Catherine is going to time me, and while we're stirring, if anybody has any questions about what we're doing here, or any questions about our snowman that we made over the weekends, or the Christmas tree challenge, whatever, you have 3 minutes of my undivided attention. So, anybody has questions, feel free to pop them in the chats. All right. So we're just going to stir, and here's the thing about mixing this stuff too, is you don't want to whip it. All right. You want to stir gently and slowly. You're going to scrape whatever your stirring apparatus is. You're going to scrape across the sides to loosen any that's stuck to the sides as well as the bottom. And then you're just going to continue to slow stir for 3 minutes. That's how we roll. 3 minutes. No questions. You guys are on point today. It's all happening. So tomorrow we are going to finish this up. I even did another Hey Cindy. Amy, are you in Texas? I do sometimes put a hanger on 4x12 canvases, Marla, especially if they're front heavy. Just put one of those alligator teeth hangers on it. You're in PA. No idea, Amy. We did have, I don't know if you caught the Texas issue. We did have to stop text in Texas. I think that's getting resolved. But for now, we're not texting people in Texas, so I don't know. Maybe if you did it again, maybe it will come through the next time. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. No, our snowman was all glass, and our penguin will be as well. He's the little snowman's little friend. We can paint I think we did a penguin last year, didn't we? Penny Penguin, wasn't she part of the Christmas tree challenge last year? She's actually part of it this year too. So if you join the Christmas tree challenge and purchased Rudy Reindeer and Penny Penguin, thank you, Catherine, then you will have a painted penguin. All right. All right, I should have put my hair up before I put my gloves on, so I'm just going to try to be careful. So what I'm going to do first and foremost, I'm not going to worry too much about this towel. I'm just going to dump out a little bit of this resin on my glass, and we're going to spread that all the way to the edge. I'm going to get a resin applicator so I don't get my hands all icky. Really need some fresh ones. So I'm just going to use this to spread because I want to get it all the way to the edges, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to add more, but I want to sandwich my glass in between the resin. So I'm just going to spread it around. A snow angel. What a great idea. I'm digging that because I love snowmen, so a snow angel is right up my alley. So we're going to just spread this around. I think Mr. Gray, Mr. Stevens here. His middle name is Gray. Y'all, I know I call him Stephen Gray all the time, and people thought for the longest that his last name was Gray, but it's not. Gray is his middle name. All right, so we have all of that spread out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat this up. Can you stay? Oh, okay. Ain't talking to me. All right, so I'm going to hit this with my heat gun to level it out and pop any bubbles from the resin. There he is. Hello, kind sir. All right. She is coming along. She is fighting the good fight. It is on the tape a little bit because you need it to come onto the tape so it has a nice clean line. But we're going to peel this tape. You need to peel the tape off within 24 hours or you're going to have a hard time getting the tape off. All right, so I'm going to take my little body part, I'm going to move it over to the side, and I'm just going to use a paper towel to make sure it doesn't have icky on it. No, not really, Sue. The only reason I'm doing it for this is because this is a flat surface, okay? If I use crushed glass, I would just drizzle over the crushed glass. But you're not going to be able to get underneath, like the center of this, if I lay this on. Okay, but I want it to have resin on the backside, So, and to help to make sure it all sticks together, I like to have resin on both. Does that make sense? Or did I just make it worse? All right, I'm going to put a little resin on the back of our penguin's hiney parts. So I'm going to spread that around. Linda, Penny is available for purchase in the Christmas Tree Challenge. All right, they're a set. All right, so I am going to lay the body. I put resin on this side, so I'm going to turn it this way because I want resin on both pieces. All right, and I'm going to make sure I've got him about an inch above my tape line because I want to make sure I have plenty of room for snow. And so I'm going to make sure he's about an inch up. All right, so now I'm just going to take some of that resin. Let me take that stick out. I don't need the stick and the spreader. Let me take that out. I can't decide where to put it. So now I'm going to take some resin and I'm going to put it on this part, the back side of the white part of the penguin. Hiney parts. All right, and then I'm going to take a little bit and we're going to put it on the top of this because we want it all to be nice and covered. All right, we don't want to take any chances that his belly falls off. Right? That would not be appropriate. Can't just be walking around with no belly. All right, so now I have resin on this side. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to kind of wiggle him around, make sure he's stuck nice. Now you could use any glass frame. I like the floating frame. I just thought it was cool that we could change out backgrounds. We may do something non-seasonal on one, so y'all can kind of see the effects of that. All right, so now I'm going to put a little bit of resin, not much, just a smidgy, on the top of the white parts. See how it's kind of moving? You kind of have to be careful with that. That's why you want a thin coat. And you could glue these pieces together if you wanted to, but that would be too easy for me. All right? So I'm going to smush it, make sure it's nice and stuck. And then I'm going to leave that there. Then I'm going to add his feet. I'm just going to put a little bit of resin on one side. Then add a foot. Then we'll put another one, a little bit of resin on the bottom side, and add a foot. That is so cute. And then we got a nose. Nose, nose. Nose. We're going to put his nose in. I'm going to pat a little bit of that resin on the top of those things. Let me get a little. Okay, Linda, just so you know, the Penny and Rudy are a paid bonus. So it would cost you the challenge, and then you would have to pay for Penny and Rudy. Just want to make sure you understand that. All right, so feet, nose. Now, what was next? Let's go ahead. I'm going to put his hat on. I'm going to put a little bit of resin. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I don't want his hat floating off. We're going to put that part of his hat on. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get myself together here. Let me hold on to him. He wants to wiggle away. I may have to just situate him when we're done. And then the back part of or the broken part of his hat. Right there. It broke off while I was working on him. And then this is, right, I know, Sissy, I might be getting that haircut I didn't want, right? I used the whole petal, Rebecca. They were tiny little petals, so I just used the whole thing. Look how cute that is. All right, let's get these bead eyes. I'm just going to, I got resin on my fingers, so I'm just going to drizzle a little resin, put his eyes on, or, ooh, I'm having a hot flash, man. I'm trying not to get all my fingers in resin. Hang on one second. I'm going to wipe my hands and get my hot flasher because it's a doozy. You might hear my fan. Just give me a second if you do. Woo! I know. Okay. Give me a sec. I was having a serious hot flash moment. So now we have the fur for his hats. Wouldn't be the first time my hair got in the resin. I don't really want that though. Aw, thanks, Linda. That's sweet. So there's his fur hat. And you see how it's kind of crooked on one side? That wasn't on purpose. That was just how it broke and how I was nipping it. So don't stress out about imperfections. Let's turn him around. Cute. I'm going to kind of happy with his placement right now. I do see his feet are floating. We'll deal with that in the end. Right now, I know I need him to do that, don't I? I'm afraid. Come here, Stephen. Babe. Come. I know this is going to be weird, but you have a daughter, so I know you've done this before. Will you take that hair tie off my arm? Try to get it not in the resin that's on my hand. The clear thing. And now, tie my hair back. Just loosely is fine. Just wrap it like twice. Oh. You could, but you would want, the back, oh, let me look. Hang on. Ooh, you're pulling my hair, boo. Okay. So I think you could. The back looks the same. No, the back of the frame has holes in it where you can take the glass out, so it wouldn't be as presentable. Okay, so he's floating a little, but we're going to not worry about that too terrible much right now. I'm just going to get him situated. I'm going to add a little bit of resin and some glass. Let me grab some Starfire. That's going to be the snow on the ground. Starfire. And be super careful not to get glass on my tape this time, right? Because I did that with the snowman and had to fight the good fights. So here's all the snow. I think we're going to need some more. That was just a leftover bag. Steven, will you do one more thing for me? Will you rummage through my basket and find me another bag of Starfire? So let's make really good and sure this time. It's probably over here. I used it recently. Is that it? Yeah, thank you. Starfire. Oh, I'm not going to forget his arms. I was about to, but the minute you said that, I was like, ooh, his arms. So I'm going to add a little more because he's a penguin. He's on an iceberg or something. No, this is good. All right. So I want it kind of up around his body a little. Not on the tape. Be super careful about that. And let's do his arms. He's got to have arms to hold that snowflake, doesn't he? Save the hair. Saved by the Steve. So we'll put that arm. We'll put this arm. He's wiggly. Yeah, I think maybe I would suggest, if you have time, you know, if you're doing this at home and you have the time, glue his parts together instead of doing the resin. We just didn't have time for that. All right, I am going to now take my resin. We get all his parts on. We can adjust some of the things later. He's higher than the snowman because he's on an iceberg. And the snowman was too low. And that's why we may push her down. I don't know. So let's add some resin to the Starfire. Make sure it's not on the tape. I'm trying to remind myself of that every 5 seconds. Get all that covered so we don't have any of the iceberg fall off. All right, I'm going to save myself just a little. I'm going to come over the top of the arms just a little, and anywhere where I might have missed, my little white ball is shifting. All right, now I'm going to kind of micromanage it. I want to just make sure everything is covered. Oh, I'm tired of this thing being on my neck now. I can't do anything about it. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear the fan? All right. Now I'm just going to take whatever's left, and it's not a lot, and just put it on the glass. Hey, babe. I'm running him ragged today. Can you come here? Will you turn off the thing around my neck? I feel like they can hear it. Nope. There you go. There. Huh. Sorry about that, guys. I was dying. I was about to have a complete meltdown. All right. White noise. Okay, I'm going to take off my gloves. I feel like I'm probably going to have to shift a few things around, but I can do that with a stick. We still haven't decided about the snowflake, but I may. Let's pop any bubbles real quick. Oh, there's plenty for the snowflake. Heat gun, pop bubbles, and woo. Let's see. Did we decide on the snowflake? Do we want it's very glittery and it is whiter than the glass, and so it does show up really well. But we're going to just use it. But I see some debris that I want to get out before I do that. There is a big peach fuzz right there. Something right there. We're going to add some seed beads to this as well. So this looks like just glass dust. All right. And make sure things aren't shifting. let's just lay him in. I will raise him up. And I'm going to lay him lay that snowflake right in his hands. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm going to pick this up in a second just to show you that you can tell there's a snowflake. It's not... all right, we're going to get some of this. I need my stick. Hang on. We'll use this. It scrapes better. It scrapes the last little tidbits better. Steve's over laughing about something. I don't know what he's laughing about. He's probably on the TikTok.
Cat videos.
Cat videos. All right. So, I'm going to spread that around. I'm trying to be gentle because it has glitter on it, and I don't want the entire thing to be glittery. All right, I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to wipe my fingers real quick, and then I'm going to pick it up so you can see it up close and personal. Yeah, those little spatulas, you can get them in the dollar store. You can get them at Hobby Lobby where they sell like resin molds and stuff. It's just a silicone applicator. All right, so here's what I think I want to do. So don't judge me. I think I want to scoot him down some. So I'm just going to push him from his head down. Well, I need to make sure. All right, hang on. There we go. Let's move this down. And we'll move the little snowball down. Looks good. Like that better. Let me make sure, make sure there's no glass bits on the tape. All right, so now we're going to add some crystal luster seed beads to our iceberg because it makes it kind of look icy because they're iridescent. And I'm going to turn this around just for 1 second so I can see what I'm doing. So these are from Hobby Lobby, and they're iridescent, so they really make the snow sparkle. And tomorrow when we pull this tape off, it's really going to make a huge difference. I think I want to get some white seed beads too. And I see that we have a runaway. Hang on. Let me get some white seed beads. Let's see. White seed beads. I don't know. Do you think I have any? Do you think? Let's use the same thing. They're just bigger. So, same thing, just bigger. And let's put a few on there. I feel like I'm going to dump this, so I'm going to put some in a cup so that we don't dump the whole kit and caboodle. All right, so I'm going to get a few of those down at the bottom. Oh my gosh, y'all, he's so cute. So cute. Now some of those, I really piled them on, so some of those may fall off tomorrow, but not very many. They'll stick right into that wet resin and it'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, so now I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to take it off the towel, pick it up, and then we're going to put it back down on our little stands. And tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to take our tape off. Look how cute, y'all. Look how stinking cute is that. Can you see the whole thing? I'm trying to wait for my iPad to catch up. So cute. I'm gonna put him on his pyramids, and then we're gonna hold him next to the snowman, and so we can see them together. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to go ahead and start trying to pull this tape. I'm going to start here. And before I start on that front edge where the resin is touching it, I am going to just heat it up just a little bit with my heat gun just to make sure it's a nice clean line. We're just going to heat it up a smidgy. Yay, Marla! So yeah, the stripes is one of my options. The stripes is one of the things I brought to the party. Look how nice. Heating up that tape is wonderful too, though. Look at there. Uh-oh, let me hit that again. Thank you for sprinkling, Cheryl. Oh, there we go. There's piece one. Now, I'm trying not to touch the glass too much. I'm gonna pull the back part off. That's the easy side. He's even cute from the back. Look at his little booty. His little booty's so cute. It shipped on Tuesday. That is awesome. The girls are on point back in the back now. They're getting those things out as fast as y'all can order them. We're trying to get them out. We're trying to get them out same day. If you order before like 1 p.m., we can get them out same day. If you order after that, they go out the next day. So make sure you get one. All right, got that little bitty piece of tape on my finger. I don't want to come off. All right, so let's do this back. Mine is on low most of the time, unless I have a ton of bubbles, Stacy. So I try to keep mine on low. Yes, Anita, that's what a sprinkle is. Thank you. Thank you for the sprinkle. So let's heat that up. Heat, heat, heat. Hey, Angela. How you see us? Let's see if we can pull. Easy peasy. Hey, Barbara. Oh, goody. Now let's get the back one. We're almost there. And we'll heat it up anyway, just to make sure. And we'll pull that. Look how nice. No fighting. It's on this is on low. This is low. That's where I usually keep it. This is high. And on this, I keep it all the way high, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm trying to dry paint, I usually keep it on about medium, because you don't want your paint to bubble or get too hot on the surface. Because if you dry paint and you just dry the surface of the paint and the underneath still has tack, sometimes that'll cause issues with your resin and such. All right, I do see we got a little bit of a Sharpie mark right there, so it's probably not going to show under the frame, but I'm going to see if I can't get it off. It's got a little adhesive on it too. I think it's stuck in the adhesive. Let me see if I can use my scraper. I bought a new scraper, y'all, for my table because I have to scrape my glass at least once a week. I scrape off any resin drips or anything like that. And I bought a new scraper because mine was just a mess. It wasn't scraping nothing. And this thing is so sharp, I'm a little feared of it. I keep the little case on it, the little cover. All right, got that one off. It was stuck to some adhesive from the tape. And that one as well. All right, we're gonna put this back on so I don't chop my whole finger off. So yeah, I used this. I got it from Amazon. Hey, Rennie. And I use it to scrape all the gunk off my glass table. I get that back on so I don't hurt myself. There we go. Now we'll clean that up. All right, look how stinking cute. Now before we do anything, I'm gonna grab, put that up. Before we do anything, I wanna, ooh, my finger touched that. That was not comfortable. I am going to take my little penguin and I'm gonna spray some glass cleaner on the back just to make sure it's clean anyway. Because, I don't know, I think he would be super cute with nothing. So we're going to stick him in and look, and then we're going to stick in 2 other options and see what we decide. So that's nice and clean. So we're going to stick him right in. Isn't he cute? And that black frame just makes it. Look how cute. Look how cute that is. I'm going to turn this over so you can kind of see. That is so precious. Ah, so cute. Voila. Okay, so here are our options. Here's what I was thinking. This is super cute. I love the stripes. And if we don't use it for this, we're definitely going to use it somehow, some way with something. But I do kind of like the stripes behind him. So let's look at that. But I also love, and y'all probably are not going to be able to see this. I'm going to try to show you what this looks like. This is like snow. This literally looks like a sparkly pile of snow. So I thought, how cute would that be? It's so glittery. It's like on my hands already. It's so glittery. Can y'all even see? These are great for kids, yes. Why would it have yellowing? Yeah, just don't put them in direct sun. You could put it in your window. You just don't want the sun beaming through onto the resin. Look how cute. So what do you guys think? What do you think? I know it's hard to see the glittery. Can you tell it's glittery? But it looks kind of like snow. No, I'm so torn. What do you guys think? Angela said stripes. Sandy loves the glittery one. Yes, it is on sale 40% off, but you can't, it's not 40% off the ones that are 59 cents. This one was 69 cents. This, I'm a little surprised too, Sherry. Really wanted to be able to use this, but we're definitely going to use this on something. Maybe this weekend we'll decoupage this on a canvas and then paint over the top and make something with it. I like the glitter too. I think it looks like snow. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to flip this sucker over. We're going to do it the way y'all wanted me to do it last time. I'm going to pull out this glass. And I'm going to trace around it. Hang on. I'm going to trace. I swear I am. I'm going to trace around it. And we're going to cut it out. So we're going to use the glitter one, and then we're going to use the stripes on another project because we got to use it, right? It's the law. It's so cute. All right, I'm going to try to slide this back in under the penguin without tearing something up. There we go. And we're going to cut this. We're definitely using that striped paper for something, but I think I may put this in and see how I feel about it, and then I may take some pictures, and then we may change it out. I made an executive decision, Gina. It's hard when you have, how many, 62 people, and everybody's wants something different. I often will just go with the consensus, but I was already kind of leaning this way anyway, so I win. Now I'm going to have to completely clean my desk because there is a glitter everywhere. Ugh. I am not a glitter girl either. Not a glitter girl. Here's one thing I do want to tell you guys. Where's my opener upper? Oh, it's on the bottom. I got to fix that. We don't want it on the bottom. I don't guess it matters. We're going to screw it back in. So I'm going to slide this in. Here's the one thing I do want to tell you guys. I did not do a very good job of my bubbles on this glass, on this penguin. All right. So it does have some little bubbles. You're probably not going to see them once we get this glitter in. You can't see them at all, but you want to be super careful about bubbles on glass because they do show up. So you really want to make sure you get those boogers out of there. Now I'm going to lay my little cloth back down, and we are going to put our screws back in so we can look at him upright. Yeah, I don't want to go that far. Maybe I'll do it later. I have a Zoom coming up, so maybe I'll do like the snow or the glitter, like here and then striped on top, and then we'll take a picture of it. In that case, I'm only going to put one screw in if we're going to change it out. I'm going to put one screw in so we can see it. And y'all have some serious confidence in my cutting skills too. Look how cute. How cute is he? Oh my goodness. I want to make a whole family of these floaties now. I want to make a whole family of them. That's not screwed in well, but I was thinking about changing it out. Hang on. Y'all done got my brain on fire. Got my brain on fire. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Y'all, putting the full court press on me today. I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to cut. All right, I'm going to do this. Here's what I'm going to do. Here I'm going to do. It is a floating frame. I hope both pieces of paper fit because I don't want to cut this in case I want to use it on something else. All right, give me a sec. Give me a sec. All right, this one's super thin, the paper is, so maybe it'll be fine. I'm not the best cutter, y'all. I've got a catch in my back. I haven't been sleeping. Ugh. And I've been comfortable. My back is just killing me. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out where we're going to cut that about here. I hope it doesn't slide down though. I think I'd rather cut this. In case I don't like it, I think I'm going to cut this. Let's cut this. I'm being wishy-washy, aren't I? We're going to cut this about here. We're going to put this in. Put that in. I'm being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, and we're going to cut, we'll use this as our edge. Trying to cut a straight line, y'all. Doing it kind of crazy, but it'll be all right. That'll be our snow. All right, make sure if you're cutting the black pin mark off your snow so it doesn't show up in your art. You gotta be very careful. I have to hold my mouth right. All right, so we're going to put this in here. We're going to put him back in. I think I'm going to slide that out, put my penguin in, and see if I can't. Okay, hang loose. Do I have Scotch tape? I'm just going to put this in here for now. I don't have any Scotch tape on my desk, so I'm going to do this for now, and then I'll fix it later. And then we'll, oh my gosh, y'all, the glitter is everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Now. Oh my. Y'all, stop it. Stop it right now. Y'all, I cannot look. That is too stinking cute. Look how cute that is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's put the screws in. Let's put them in. It looks so good. So good. And I love that it's interchangeable, you know? All right, what do I do with my other screw? Here it is. That was perfect. I forget who said do that. Was it you, Cindy? Cindy's just got smarts, don't we? Well, some of us. Not always me. Look how cute that is. You know what would be even better? Okay, I'm not undoing this and making this happen, but instead of cutting your snow at a straight line, cut it like mounds of snow. Instead of a straight line, cut it like that. Cut your snow like that so it's not a hard line, and I may fix that later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But that would be so cute. Cut it like snow mounds. And you could even double it up. You could do the top one, like that piece, like a high snow mound, and then put another one down here so you can see the varying snow mounds. I wanted to be able to interchange the backgrounds out without having to tape them all in. And I saw these frames at Hobby Lobby and I just couldn't resist. I don't know. You could totally do it on a regular frame and just tape your back. But yeah, he is upside down in the frame, but we're not going to worry about it right now because I'm probably, yes, you could rip it. I'm probably going to go in and make that like a mound, but I'll have to do that after my Zoom because I'm not going to have time. But he is so stinking cute. I cannot even deal with that. Let's hold him up. Hang on. Yay, Linda! Are you excited? Look how cute this guy is. Yes, cut it curvy instead of straight. So you'll have a curve or like a mound and come down and have a mound. And then you could cut a second one and just have a second mound. But look how cute that is.